Hey, you guys. Hello. It is Winning Wednesday, and I am super excited to be here with you guys as always. So, today I'm a little early. We're doing a lunch break, midweek motivation. I have some things going on this evening, which prevented me from being able to go live with you guys this evening. And so, I believe in consistency, right? And so, on today, I am super excited just to share you guys a midweek motivation and a word of encouragement to help you on this path called life, right? So let me make sure that you guys can hear me and see me loud and clearly. We are live in two places. We're live inside of the community, and we're also live on YouTube. Let me make sure I tag everybody and let them know that we are live. And let me go to YouTube right quick and make sure that you guys can hear me and see me loud and clearly on YouTube. Okay, perfect. We are live on YouTube and can hear and see clearly. I am super excited, you guys. As I said earlier, so let's get this party started, right? Because we're not going to be long, but we're going to be strong on today, as always. And so let me go ahead and get into this thing. So if you are watching this live, like I said, we're in two different places. We're inside of the community, Ladies of Faith Over Fear, and we're also live on YouTube, right? So if you do not know who I am, you guys, my name is Cheryl Mazik. I am the CEO and visionary of Ladies of Faith Over Fear. Ladies of Faith Over Fear, you guys, it is a community, it's a sisterhood. It is a place where you can come and get your cup filled back up. How many times have you just completely given of yourself, right? And don't have a safe place to come to and get your cup filled back up. But guess what? That is over. You are in an amazing community if you're watching from the community. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can come join the community, right? It's absolutely free for you guys to get that cup filled back up. We are going to help you in every single area, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, and spiritually, you guys. And so I'm excited because God gave me the vision for this particular community for Ladies of Faith Over Fear. And we also help women overcome their fears with faith and do the healing work, right? And so we do that by helping women with workbooks, online courses, retreats, and experiences. So the experiences is just like a conference, right? Is where we come together one time of the year. We do some more healing work. We do some work on every area of our life, and we just get a chance to hang out and just be together like a big family reunion, right? And so that's who we are, you guys. If you want more information on who we are and how you can connect, it is going to be in the comments. If it's not streaming in the comments now, but it will be in the comments. And before we get started on today, this episode is sponsored by Noni Juice, you guys. And Noni Juice is a superfood that helps you to boost your immune system. It helps you with energy. It helps get rid of inflammation. It helps with joint pains. It helps with every single thing that you need. Every household needs Noni Juice in their life, right? And in their household. So this episode is sponsored by Noni Juice. The link will also be in the comments of how you can get Noni Juice. So let's get started into what we came here for on today. So with midweek motivation, this week, I really want to talk about the importance, right, of the people that are in your circle, the importance of your circle of influence. My mom used to say all the time when I was growing up, birds of a feather flock together. And that truly means the people that you hang around, it has to be of like minds. And not only that, you want to make sure that the people that you hang around are people of good characteristics, right? People of integrity, people of excellence, people that that believe in the things that you believe in. You want to make sure that they are going in the direction that you desire to go in. And so the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because in the community, we're doing a 52-week Bible study. And so reading the Bible in 52 weeks, and it's challenging us, right, to learn how to get into the word. When I turned 38, I really started to dig deeper into the word. I started to read the word for myself. I really wanted to get a revelation and understanding of who I am, right? where I came from, and just really understand what the Bible was all about, because the Bible stands for basic instructions before leaving earth, right? And so how do you know how to really live the life that God has called you to live if you don't have the basic instructions, right? Reading the word for yourself. I went to church as a kid, just like a lot of people, right? I listen to ministers, whether I have a local church or whether it's a church that I'm watching online, right? I hear them speaking to me and giving me their interpretation of the word, but I need to be able to read it for myself. And so we're challenging women inside of the community to read the word for yourself, get to know God for yourself, have the personal relationship with God for yourself, right? And so I'm able to do that in the community. And so this week, well, it was this week. No, it was last week. Nope, it was this week. This week, the focus is the first couple of chapters in the book of Genesis. And so in the book of Genesis, so much is going on in the book of Genesis, y'all. Of course, the creation of the world, the creation of humans, Noah and the ark, Lot being, destroyed, well, not destroyed, but Lot being forced to leave out of Sodom and Gomorrah. It's just so much going on. Abraham, his story, so much is going on in the first couple of chapters, first couple of books of Genesis, you guys. And so I really want to talk about the importance, right, of the people that you hang around or the people that's in your circle of influence. And so those particular people I want to talk about on today is going to be Abraham and Lot. Okay. So Abraham was Lot's uncle. And so Abraham and Lot, they were together for quite a few years in the Bible. And so there's two instances that because of the relationship between Abraham and Lot, Lot had much favor over his life, and Lot was blessed because of the connection that he had with Abraham. All right. And so let's talk about the first instance. And so the first instance is when Lot and Abraham, they went to a different city to move in, right? And so when they went in that city, Abraham and Lot, they separated. And they separated because the place that they were trying to live in and cohabitate, oh my God, live in, right? Live together. It was too small for the both of them with all of the things that they had. And so Abraham went to a certain part of the land, and Lot went to a certain part of the land. So they were different cities that they went in, right? And so they were living two separate lives at that point. And so where Lot went, there began to have a battle that broke out. And the people that came to try to take over that particular city, Lot was taken, right, by those people. And so when Abraham got word that Lot was taken, they took Lot, they took all of the things he owned, they took everything, that was dealing with Lot, and they took it to where they were going. The people that came to that particular city to destroy that city, right, and take over that city. And so when Abraham got wind of that, Abraham got his people, he got his army together, he got his people that are going to fight on his behalf, and he went and saved Lot, right? He went and got Lot. He like, look, I don't know what y'all trying to do. This is my nephew, right? I am getting him back and everything that he owned. So y'all can't do anything, right? Because I am going to take it. I am going to get back what is ours, right? Which is Lot and his things. And so that happened because of the relationship between Abraham and Lot. And so Lot was like, I'm thanking God, right? And I'm just improvising. I'm thanking God that I had that relationship with my uncle, right? Because he thought that enough of me to come back and get me and come and save me, right? From the people that were trying to, well, not trying, but the people that took me. And so that's because of the relationship. What if he wouldn't have known Abraham? He would have just been stuck with the people that took him. Them people could have killed him. They could have taken all of his things, right? And just destroyed him and just took the things that he had. And so it's important on relationships and the people that you are connected to. So that's instance number one. Instance number two. And so instance number two, you guys, is about the city of, hold on, I want to make sure I'm saying it right. when the city of Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. Okay. And so let's talk about Abraham's faith and how that have to do with the city of Gomorrah and the, you know, and the extension, the destroying of the city. And so before the city was destroyed, Abraham was having a conversation with God, right? And God was like, I am going to destroy the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. All right. And so as Abraham was having that conversation with God, Abraham asked him, and I'm gonna read it for you guys. Abraham said, and I'm reading from Genesis chapter 18, verse number 23 through verse number 26. All right. So Abraham approached him and said, will you sweep away both the righteous and the wicked? Suppose you find 50 righteous people living there in the city. Will you sweep it away and not spare it for their sake? Surely you won't do such a thing, destroying the righteous along with the wicked. Why would you be treating the righteous and the wicked exactly the same? Surely you wouldn't do that. Should not the judge of all the earth do what is right? And the Lord replied, if I find 50 righteous people in Sodom, I will spare the entire city for their sake. And so, and as the conversation went on and on and on, he asked the same question. Abraham asked God the same question, right? If you find 40 people, if you find 30 people, if you find 20 people, if you find 10 people, will you save the city, right? Will you not destroy, the people, the good people, the righteous people for the wicked people? And so God said, of course, I would do the same thing if I find 10 righteous people, if I find 50 righteous people, if I find 30, 40 righteous people, right? And so Abraham was interceding on behalf of Lot. Lot was in the city of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Because after he was captured, they still went their own separate ways from there, and he ended up in the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. And so once they were, in that city, and in this point, I want to talk about the relationship and the faith that Abraham had to know that God would move on his behalf. And so I'm going to read from Genesis. Where is it? I want to make sure that I'm reading right. Genesis chapter 15. Genesis chapter 15, number 6. All right. And so in there, he talks about intercession, right? I'm sorry, not intercession. He talked about his faith. And let me go to the faith walk, right? And so it says, and Abraham believed the Lord, and the Lord counted him as righteous because of his faith, right? And because of the relationship that Abraham and God had, he counted him righteous because of his faith. Abraham was faithful in God. The relationship that Abraham had with God was like a bond, right? That could not be broken. Abraham had faith that everything that God, that he went to God with, it will happen. And so that is that unbreakable, unshakable faith. And so because of that faith that Abraham had, he was able to fully intercede on behalf of Lot. And when he was able to intercede on behalf of Lot, what happened when God went to go destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot was saved. There were two angels that went to the city of Sodom and Gomorrah before the destruction, right, of the city. And when the two angels went, the two angels told Lot, God is about to destroy the city, and your family will be saved. Get your family out of here, right? Get your family, take your stuff, leave. Do not look back. Do not look back, right? And so Lot, he followed instructions. He left, he took his wife, he took his daughters, and he left. So what is that? That's less than 10 people, right? That truly were righteous people that God saved and was interceded because of Abraham conversations and prayers to God. And so interceding, right? Being able to intercede on your behalf. Your circle of influence should be able to intercede on your behalf. When you're going through something, you should be able to go to your circle of influence and say, hey, I need you to pray on my behalf. And they are truly going to pray on your behalf. They will make room. They will pray and ask God to make room for you. They will pray and ask God to cover you. They will pray for you in your best interest at heart. So it's really important, y'all, to have relationships that, one, the people that you have relationships with, they have favor with God. That's a good one, right? Not only you have favor with God, but they have favor with God. The people that you have in your relationships, they're able to go to bat for you. Just like you'll go to bat for them, they'll go to bat for you, right? You also want to be able to have people in your circle of influence that's going to be able to intercede for you when you need intercession, right? And so all of that came from those two different passages in the Bible. And so that's why it's important, you guys, to read your word, because you can get wisdom, you can get knowledge, you can get understanding. Because a lot of times we look to the world for wisdom and understanding, but the world is not going to give us wisdom and understanding. People of the kingdom, you have to go to the book of the word, which is the Bible, the word of life, right? The book of life, the Bible, that's going to give you divine instruction, that's going to give you divine guidance on where you go in your life, where you go in your life. So I just want to challenge you guys. If you have not started to pick up that Bible and read, this is your midweek motivation call that's giving you instructions to pick up your Bible and read the word. Get the knowledge for yourself. Get the understanding for yourself. I want you guys to really be able to know that, hey, if I have a problem, I'm going to take it to God. I am going to lay it out to God. I am not going to try to figure it out on myself, but I am going to take my problems to God. And not just go to God just when you got a problem, but you have to be able to go to God and build that relationship with God, whether you have a problem or not, and trust that, hey, it's going to happen. The things that I am standing on faith in regards to is going to happen. And so in my own personal life, you guys, in my own personal life, things really to shift as my circle of influence shift. If I could just recall back in my own personal life, like as I, became an adult, and I had friends, and God understood that those friends that I had, they wasn't going in the direction that I was going in. And not to say anything bad about the people, it's just that they wasn't going in the direction I was going in. And as I continued to seek God, God started to put the right people in my life, right? To help me in my purpose walk, to help me be able to go in the direction that I needed to go in, so that I could have the tools, the resources, the relationships, right? To help me be able to do my part on the kingdom of God as a citizen in the kingdom of God. And so I am just super excited, right? Because I said yes to God, and yes to his will, and yes to his way. And even though I said yes to his will and yes to his way, and I'm a kingdom citizen, doesn't mean that I don't go through things. I go through all life challenges, right? Challenges with my children, challenges with my spouse, challenges on my job, challenges in my business. I still go through those things, right? I'm still tested in those different areas. It's just that as I go through those things, what that means, I'm gonna be able to go through it a little bit easier, because I know who I have behind my back, who I have on my side, who I have in front of me, and that is Daddy Jesus. That is Yahweh, right? That's El Shaddai. All of those people, which is the one and only true living God, right? The Alpha and Omega. And so I'm just so thankful and grateful for that relationship. And the relationship didn't just happen. I had to make a decision, right? To start that relationship, to build that relationship. Just like the relationship as a physical relationship between like a sister and a brother, or a husband and a wife. They all have relationships physically, but they have to make the decision, right? To build on their relationship, to spend time together, to hang out, to get to know each other. And the same thing, like physical, same thing with God. You have to make the decision to spend time with God, to build that relationship, to worship God, right? To get on your face and just spend some quality time with God, and know that God is there, whether you think he is or not. God is just like Wi-Fi. With Wi-Fi, right? We know that Wi-Fi is there because things work in the house. It's working, the computer work, the phone work, the internet works, right? Because of the Wi-Fi. We can't see Wi-Fi, but we know that it's there because things are working. And just like Wi-Fi, we have we have Jesus, we have God. We can't see him, but we know that he's there because of the evidence in our life that he's there, right? And so I just want to trust you. I just want to pour into you guys. If you don't have a relationship with God, start to have a relationship with God. Start to build that relationship. Start to really do what's required to build a relationship and get to know God, right? And take him for your savior, right? And so as I close this thing up, I just want to tell you guys that you are doing an amazing job at what you're doing, right? And you're blessed because you're here to see a brand new day. Whether life is going the way you desire for it to go or not, you are still blessed. So, on this Winning Wednesday, I want you guys to have an amazing, amazing rest of your day on purpose. Remember, you are born for greatness. We will be back here next week. It should be at the normal time, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on next Wednesday. If you would like to connect with Ladies of Faith Over Fear, all of the information is in the comments. You can go to ladiesoffaithoverfear.com. If you're listening to me on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe, right? Like the video. And if you're listening to me on one of the podcast networks, make sure you go to YouTube, like us, and subscribe, and come back next week. And if you're not in the community, make sure you join the community, right? And if you're in the community, make sure you get active in the community, right? And use all the resources that we have, because we want to be able to prepare you women to be ladies of faith over fear, to be that Proverbs 31 woman, to really be able to walk in your purpose and walk in the greatness that God has given you and heal so that you can live the life that God has called you to live, right? And so thank you guys so much. I look forward to being on this platform again next week. Have an amazing, amazing night, and I'll talk to you guys soon.